What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going for a ride in a 1972 Monte Carlo. This one here has a 305 under the hood, power steering, power brakes. I like taking them down the road, pointing out any kind of flaws so you know exactly what you're getting before you get here. Be sure to go to maplemotors.com, look at the finance options and the shipping options we provide. We also update every Monday with new inventory. This one here looks like it's got dual exhaust sticking out the back, fairly new bumper, and the interior has been redone. Let's go check it out. It's about that time. Let's go for a ride. Before we take off, we'll look around the interior, check everything out. Like I said, looks like it's been redone, nice and clean. Package tray, not too bad. Headliner has been done as well, and it looks pretty good. You're missing your light cover. The visors, they got a few threads hanging out of them. Let's go ahead and start it up. It does start up pretty good. She's still cold right now. Let's go ahead and try that blower motor here. The AC didn't have a belt on it. Blower motor is a little noisy, but it is blowing. Wipers, they're working. Need to be careful with those. We're gonna have to replace the blades on this one. Gas gauge is past full, so you know what that means. I'm stopping at the gas station for sure. Showing 62,000 miles. Clock not working. Radio, what we got here? There's a power button. Does it work though? This is old school looking. It's not cutting on. Place your bets. You think the horn works? Let's try it out. Nope, it's not hooked up. The light on the blinker's not blinking behind the dash on either side either. Let's hit the road and we'll see how she runs and drives. All right, guys, getting ready to take off down the road, and I noticed I didn't put any new seat belts in this one. You got the old stuff sitting over here on the side, and there's nothing in the middle to connect it to, so that'll have to be added. Got a nice armrest there. Anything I see, I will let you know. This is the first time I've driven this car personally. It has been ran down the road here at the lot from others to check it out. All right, here we go. Speedometer's coming up on the dash. Seems to be a little fast, about 10 mile an hour fast. Car's going pretty straight down the road, and there's no slack in the steering. It's turning as soon as I'm turning. Hearing a little wind noise. Y'all hear that? Looks like it's coming from them back windows back there. Doesn't look like the kickdown's hooked up. Brakes on this one feel pretty good. I'll hit them again when there's not traffic everywhere. Kickdown's not hooked up. The brakes are nice and smooth. There we go. Yeah. They stop as fast as you want them to. Suspension's quite smooth on this one too. It feels like I'm floating on a cloud. So we're right around the corner from the gas station. We go there, put about $20 worth of fuel in this ride. And we'll continue on. I'll get some undercarriage shots, light up the undercarriage for you, put it in slow motion. We'll try to have a little fun. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to be picking out the flaws, looking for chips, scratches, rust, whatever I can find. That way you know what you're getting. We'll also check the turn signals. It'll be something that I'll do over here in the parking lot. All right. I'll see y'all guys in a minute. Okay, I got about 5 gallons worth of fuel in this one. It was around 22 bucks. You put it in behind the tag, which is not there. So they put a newer bumper on here and they never put the plate back over it. So that's something that ought to be added. There's the wire for the light too. Okay, so the gas gauge don't work, but we know we have fuel, so I don't have to worry about running out. Let's keep rolling. Okay, let's roll out of here. I did notice on the choke on this one, if you just give it a little gas, it kicks in. You kick the choke off, it's off. So yeah, I did notice that. It could be a combination of, it's got a very long throttle cable. I was saying it come out and then it looped around and then went back in. So that may have something to do with it too. It needs to be straight on. So it could be a combination of the throttle cable and the choke. But I'm kind of used to driving stuff that does that, so I think the last thing that I had was one of my Chevelles. That throttle would stick all the time. I ended up getting some WD-40 and running it down that cable. I got it all loosened up and it was great, but this one's just a little long. How's the door on that one? We got it shut. Old truck air, it's all painted up. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, I see what it is. The weather stripping that goes on the inside of the window is not there, so we're gonna roll that up so that it's not bouncing around like that. Plus it'll help us on wind noise. There was a lot of wind coming from this side. The handle to crank the window up is missing. That may be where the wind noise was coming from on both back ones. Sorry, I probably had y'all all crooked on here. How sticky it is. Suspension on this thing is nice. The brakes, they feel great. Yeah, it's nice and quiet and smooth. I hear a little wind noise coming from the windows. Of course, this car is no high horsepower motor or anything. It's more of a cruiser. The 305 is a good motor. I've had a bunch of them, and actually the last one that I had was a El Camino. I used to drive around. I love that car. Truck, whatever you want to call it. I used to put dirt bikes in the back and go riding. It was pretty awesome. So I have nothing against the 305. They're not, you know, real powerful motors. They're more of cruisers. They'll get out of the way. A little better on gas, I guess. These big heavy cars. All right, let's cruise on down through Bryan's. Guys, you're gonna want to check this place out. It's called BryansMotorsports.com. He fully customizes any vehicle you want. He's always got a classic sitting down here. Does a lot of trucks and Jeeps. He'll do lift kits and suspension stuff. Basically audio, interiors. He'll tint your windows. But every time I come down here, there's something different sitting in his parking lot. Like that old truck there, I haven't actually seen it before. A fairly new Jeep sitting down here. That thing is nice. It's got a 4x4 badge on it. But yeah, check them out. BryansMotorsports.com. If you need anything done on any of the vehicles that we have, like a lot of people buy the cars from us and they'll ship them down here, or literally they're next door to us, so we'll just drive them down here and then ship them out to their house once everything's done. Sometimes it's a lot cheaper that way. All right, I'm gonna get on back to the lot here. Coming up next is the, what in the world? The cluster of cars. Is the walk around, point out chips, scratches, flaws, pretty much anything else that needs to be pointed out on the car. And I'll do my best not to miss anything, guys. Check out the detailed pictures that Jeff does. We got two different people attacking each car on the lot, letting you know anything that is wrong. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and thanks again, guys. I'll see you in a minute. All right, it's that time again. Picking out the flaws segment of the video. We're gonna be looking for chips, scratches, rust, dents, anything I can find. I wanna fill the screen up with the obvious. That way you can see everything about this car and you'll know what you're coming to get. Check out the detailed pictures at maplemotors.com. And again, I do have financing and shipping options available for you. And we update every Monday with new cars. Let's get started. Right up here in the front, you can tell they changed out the new bumper, or to a new bumper here. They didn't do it to the grill though. The grill's got some pitting and stuff popping up on it. This turn signal was out, if you noticed in the video. It's got cracks on the light there. Some of the chrome around the headlight bezel is chipping off. And I've seen some bubbles right here. Also up here on the front. Dust I just moved around. Same thing over here. A couple little bubbles there in the front. That bumper's in good shape though. Nice and new. Coming down this side, you got some little scuffs on your trim. Tires in good shape. Up and over. Coming on down. A few chips on this side. Trim missing from the very lower portion. You got a paint run right there. A little bit of rust popping up on the inside there, just where that lip is, that has exposed metal. Up and over. Trim. And clean up a little bit better. Back bumper has been replaced along with the front. It's pretty good. Coming back to midsection here. Straightforward. Nice and clean. The door lines up pretty well. I mean, this thing's got a lot of wax on it too. I feel it hitting on your door handles. Not really seeing anything going down the side. Top of the fender. A couple chips here where the hood's been hitting. You see that exposed metal trying to rust. Right there on the pillar, on the inside of it, you got some rust trying to spread. There's a crack up here. Your front window's in great shape. 100% needed a windshield wiper. Trim doesn't look too bad. A little overspray down here. A couple dings here and there. Your mirror has been replaced along with the bumpers. They didn't do the door handles though. Need some weather stripping here. A little trim piece that runs around the back window. Looks like it's getting ready to fall off. Weather stripping itself is soft but older. You can see the wear on it. Somebody had to break into the car. Maybe they locked their keys in it. There's a spot right there, crack. Back window. A couple little scratches there. Your trim's got a few little dings. Looking over the roof here, got a little spot there. That'll probably come off. This portion looks pretty good. All the way up to this pillar where it starts getting a little bit of exposed metal there. Okay, let's go to the back. Dual exhaust, looks like the tips are kind of rusty. Some pitting popping up on them. Both tail lights seem like they worked, and the turn signals were blinking back here. Thick on the paint right there. On both sides. Weather stripping, pretty good. It's real thick there too. We're gonna look on the underside here. I noticed in the trunk, it looks like they patched it up. This whole piece. You can see the edges. Also over here in the fender well. That piece down here. Up in your package tray. A little surface rust. It actually looks pretty good. Got wiring for a stereo if you want one. Trunk lid itself, chipping. Always check the edges there. It looks all right. Coming down with it. Got a good spring. And it shuts well. A little bit of rust right here on top of that trunk lid. Some trim missing. Looks like some dirt was falling out of the trunk lid there. Okay, let's go around this side. Actually, I seen something under here when I was getting gas. It's like some silicone on the bottom of that pan there. Yeah, it's in the back here. The reverse lights are cracked up too. Coming around the side. Lower portion first. Little crack there. Chip. It's got some wax left over on it, it looks like. Little bubble there in the paint. Chip right here on the edge. That was the bubbles I showed you right off the bat coming back. That mid section. Thick right here below the door handle. The door handle itself has got some pitting on it. Looks like right here along your window you got cracks in the rubber, missing the rubber here. That back there, thick on paint, looks like a little rust under it. Windows don't look too bad themselves. The trim around them's not bad. It's got a few dings in the back here. A little dent there. You got crack running along this. Coming back this way. It could be wiped off there. You can see the glue around the window and some scratches here from like a razor or something. Trim's got a little bit of paint on it. Real thick right here. Your pillar's got a crack there. You got a paint run. Front windshield does not look too bad at all. Trim is falling down here. Needs to be pushed back in there. Coming up over the headliner or the roof here. Little scuff. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the interior and we'll get her started up. As we open the door, you can see that the door panel has been replaced. Carpet's quite old. See the stains in it. Your seat, it looks awesome. Same with your back seat. Your door panel here. Old ashtrays. They get some pitting and rust coming through on them. Back in the package tray to match. Headliner looks pretty good. Your mirror there, older. Coming up on the door panel, it's in great shape. Weather stripping looks good. the bottom of the door here. Get up in your jams. Missing your piece here, the vent. This is very loose. It's going to come off. It won't be too long. And then in here, looking across the dash, got a crack here. You also got a few cracks over here, and the dash looks a little dry. May explain things. Sorry, I got all my gear in the seat. You can't see this. We'll go ahead and throw it in there. All this gear is listed below in the description. That way you know what I use to make these videos. Pretty simple. Armrest there. Got some impressions in it, but it serves its purpose. I noticed one thing, that choke will stick till you tap on it like that. If you just barely touch the gas, see the choke's sticking. That's something that needs to be adjusted out. I haven't noticed it getting hot. I don't have any lights cutting on the dash. We have no aftermarket gauges to go by. Ashtrays, a little ashy. Let's listen to that motor. You can also see on the dash here, it needs to be pushed back down together. The carburetor looks like it's fairly new, not very old. Don't have your belt for this. The compressor actually feels like it's locked up. So that plastic's a little busted there. Has stickers for 350s in here, but it's saying a 350 was in here. It's definitely a 305 now. I looked it up, ran the numbers on the motor. But it's pretty solid. It's not all rusted out. Coming down with the hood, it comes down very easy. It holds its own. It's not really falling. You got pitting up here. You got chips in the corner here. Also got a chip right here. And it locks pretty easy. A little low up in the front corner. That's where them chips are. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, share, hit like. I make videos like this all the time just to show you all the flaws of any of the cars that come through Maple Motors. That way you know what you're getting. I hate when you drive all the way across the country or halfway across the country or literally drive anywhere and somebody's lying to you about a car. I've had that happen millions of times, so I figured, hey, why not just tell them all the flaws up front? Seems to be working pretty good for us. We got 100 detailed pictures at maplemotors.com, finance options and shipping options available for you. If you have any other questions, we do have a frequently asked questions section at maplemotors.com, or you can just give us a call. Our number is 615-822-4444. Pretty simple. Got some new t-shirts out. I'm wearing one right now. You can check it out. I got them like vice versa too, so you got that logo on the back, or you can get it on the front. Go check it out, pick you up some gear. Thanks again, guys.